Hello and welcome to yet another episode of Dr. Sim. Today we have with us Dr. Kala B. Thotam, who is a senior ophthalmologist from Lotus Eye Hospital and Institute, Cochin. Let's welcome her to the program. Welcome, Doctor.
Hello.
First of all, could you tell us your experience in the field of ophthalmology?
I did my MBBS from Kasturba Medical College, Manipal. After that, I completed MS in ophthalmology from the JJMMC Davangere. I did fellowship in cornea and refractive surgery from Lotus Eye Care Hospital, Coimbatore, and I have been practicing in the field of refractive surgery for the last 12 years.
Okay. What are the common defective vision?
Common cause of defective vision, we can classify according to the age. In children, the most common cause are refractive errors. Like refractive errors mean short sight or myopia, long sight, hyperopia or astigmatism. Even it starts at young age and it progresses up to the age of 18 or 19 years. And the other causes are muscle weakness or congenital cataract in children. It's another cause of defective vision. And like other disease, inflammatory diseases, and in older age again cataract is another cause, and glaucoma, the pressure related problems in the eye, and retinal problems, the nerve related problems can cause defective vision.
Okay. How do you treat refractive errors?
Refractive error is the most common cause of defective vision in children and youngsters. So, in a normal person, the normal sighted person, the normal vision means the light rays, the incoming light rays passes through the cornea, the front surface of the eye, and a structure called lens is there, passes through the lens and get focused at the retina, the nerve portion of the eye. When this does not happen, when the focusing is defective, refractive error occurs. So, we have three types of refractive errors. Myopia, hyperopia and astigmatism, that is short sight, long sight and cylindrical power. There are few errors called high order aberrations that include spherical aberration, coma, tilt, etc. that affects the quality of vision more than the quantity, and it causes glare, halos and all. So, these are the types of defects that affect the vision, especially the far or near vision. So, patients with defective vision like myopia, they will have defect to see far. Far vision is affected. The near vision will be okay, they are short sighted. That's why they are called, they have short sight or myopia. And in hypermetropia or long sight, the near vision is more affected and they will have more eye strain. Even in astigmatism, the eye strain will be more. So, the first line of treatment of refractive error is with glasses. So, we give glasses in childhood, especially in children, we give glasses as a first line of treatment. Then as we have to do periodical checkup, and depending upon the change in the power, once in 6 months or yearly, they need follow up, and we have to change the glass power depending upon the variation. So, up to certain age or 18 or 19 years, there will be progression in the defect, refractive error. So, once they can manage contact lenses, we advise contact lenses also.
Is there any other treatment to avoid glasses and contact lenses?
Up to 18 or 19 years, the power changes. It gets stabilized only after that age, once the growing period is over. So, there is a treatment with laser. We use excimer laser to avoid glasses and contact lenses. The treatment, there are different varieties of laser treatment, and the most common type of laser treatment is LASIK. LASIK means laser assisted in situ keratomiliosis. So, it's LASIK is the short form of laser assisted in situ keratomiliosis. So, we apply laser to the outer surface, cornea, the outer surface of the eye. We apply laser and modify the corneal curvature so that the focusing is adjusted. The main problem is focusing problem. So, we adjust the focusing at the corneal plane.
Now, could you tell us more about LASIK procedure?
LASIK procedure, it's done on the cornea. Before taking the patient for LASIK, we have to do a complete eye examination to select the patient. And the minimum recommended, FDA recommended age for doing LASIK is 18 years. Once the patient power is stable, we advise LASIK procedure. And if they should be free of other eye diseases. We should do the procedure on a good healthy cornea. So they have to undergo a complete eye examination, mainly to assess the suitability to do the procedure. Mainly the corneal parameters are checked using corneal topography system called OPSCAN, or other topography system. We assess the corneal curvature, corneal thickness. Then to assess the amount of high order aberrations, we do a procedure called aberrometry. So after doing aberrometry, we dilate, examine the retinal areas, like to check whether the patient has retinal degeneration. Especially in myopes, there is always a risk of retinal degeneration. So examine even the retina. The eye pressure is checked, and the tear film status is assessed, because normally we have a tear film coating. The amount of tear film protection, the tear film status is assessed, because LASIK will induce some amount of dryness, especially in the first few months. So before taking the patient for LASIK procedure, we have to see whether the tear film status is good or not. If the patient has any problem, we have to treat all the treatable problems before taking the patient for LASIK procedure. So after complete analysis, if the cornea is fit, other parameters are normal, we can advise the patient for surgery.
Okay. So when do you treat defective vision in youngsters?
Mainly the power changes up to 18 or 19 years. So up to 18 or 19 years, we recommend glasses and contact lenses. After that age, we advise LASIK or other excimer laser procedures. Like other than LASIK, we have surface ablation techniques called epi-LASIK, photorefractive keratectomy like PRK, LASIK. All these are different varieties of laser procedure. Depending upon the patient corneal parameters, we select the procedure. The most common procedure is LASIK. In LASIK, what we do is the cornea, the outer surface, it has got 5 layers. The first 2 layers we separate with an instrument called microkerato, or we can use a different laser called femtosecond laser to separate the first 2 layers. The flap is separated with an attachment. It's not a complete separation. There will be an attachment, and after lifting the first 2 layers, we apply laser to the 3rd layer of the cornea. 3rd layer is the thickest layer, so the 3rd layer is modified according to the patient power, the myopic effect, or hyperopia or high order aberrations. The patient data is fed to the machine computer, and based on that errors, the laser is delivered. According to the area where there is defect, the laser is delivered and the cornea is modified. The focusing is adjusted. After doing the laser ablation, we replace that layer, the first layer which is separated, it is replaced without any stitches. There is no stitches. So the procedure is very simple. It takes 10 to 15 minutes only. Both eye procedure we do simultaneously, one after the other.
So do the patients have to take admission?
It's a daycare procedure. The treatment will take only 10 to 15 minutes for both eyes together. So they need not get admitted. They can come do the procedure and go home the same day. Just have to spend half a day. That the procedure is very simple, and there will be mild irritation in the initial 3 or 4 hours for after the procedure, and they have to take rest for the first 2-3 hours. Then they can go home.
So what are the precautions to be taken by the patients before the treatment is done?
Before the procedure, the patient has to undergo a complete eye examination, Any local infection should be treated prior to the procedure. The lid should be cleaned with baby shampoo just 2-3 days before the procedure, and contact lens users, soft contact lens users should stop using contact lenses 1 week prior to the procedure. In case of toric or hard contact lens user, they should stop 2 weeks prior to the procedure.
Okay. Is the procedure painful?
We put anesthetic drops to numb the eye. There is no injection while doing the procedure. It's painless, no sedation, no anesthesia. General anesthesia is not there. Patient will be conscious while doing, and there will be drops. We put drops, so it will numb the eye. So patient won't feel any pain, and it takes hardly 15 or maximum 20 minutes. So by the time they realize about the procedure, it's done. It's very simple.
Okay. So what is the advice that you usually give to the patients once the treatment is over?
Just after the treatment, there will be mild irritation and watering for 3 or 4 hours. Then usually they will be normal. 90% vision will be okay. They can see normally. Just after 3 or 4 hours, there will be slight cloudiness, but slowly in 2 or 3 weeks time, the clarity also will improve, and they can start normal activities from day one, like reading, computer work, watching TV, everything they can start from day one. The main thing what they should be careful is avoid rubbing. Direct force should not come to the eye. We are keeping a layer back without any stitches. It has to heal naturally. So they should not rub the eye, and directly you should not splash water into the eyes. Direct force should not come to the eye. And we normally give protective glasses also, side covered glasses to avoid dust. When they go out, it's better to wear something covered glasses, and they can start other activities.
Okay.
Other than this, they can be normal.
Okay. So what are the side effects of LASIK procedure?
Generally, LASIK is a safe procedure, and before the patient selection is very important. So if the patient is suitable for the procedure, side effects are very, very rare.
Okay. What about the advantages? What are the advantages of LASIK procedure?
The main advantage is they can avoid glasses. It is not a cosmetic procedure. This is to avoid glasses or contact lenses, to give a glass-free vision. That is the main idea of doing this procedure. It's not a compulsory procedure, but seeing normally like any other people without an aid. That is the main idea of doing LASIK procedure.
Okay. What are the types of LASIK treatment?
LASIK, we have two types of LASIK treatment. First is a standard procedure. Standard procedure means we correct only the glass power or contact lens power. That means the low order aberrations which I mentioned earlier, the myopia or hyperopia or astigmatism. This comes under low order aberrations. Only the glass power, the refraction power is corrected in standard procedure. There is one more procedure called custom LASIK, in which we correct the high order aberrations also. I was mentioning about high order aberrations like spherical aberration, coma, tilt. All these will cause glare, halos, especially in the night, and decreases contrast sensitivity. These errors are measured during our preliminary test called aberrometry. So that is aberrations are measured and it is incorporated during the treatment. That is custom LASIK. It's more advanced, so we can correct low order aberrations as well as visually significant high order aberrations, so that the vision, the post after treatment vision will be better than what they have with glasses or contact lenses. So it will be like a extra vision or supervision than the previous vision. Both the errors are corrected in custom LASIK. That aberrations are customized to the each eye, like it's like a tailor, like our fingerprints. The aberrations are unique to individual eye. So we measure separately right eye and left eye, and that errors are treated along with the glass power.
Okay.
So it will give a perfect vision than with glasses and standard LASIK.
Okay. Is there any upper age limit to do the procedure?
Generally, there is no upper age limit. Normally the power, once the power is stable, we can undergo LASIK procedure, and up to 40 years the refractive error, they can avoid glasses completely. After 40 years there is a problem called presbyopia. The near vision, the normal reading power decreases for everyone. As age increases, there will be problem in seeing near. So that is called presbyopia. So for everyone the presbyopia starts around 40 years. So once they become 40 or 41, there will be difficulty for reading. So in patients who are already using glasses for short sight or long sight from childhood days, they can undergo the procedure. They cannot totally avoid glasses after 40. They will have to use reading glasses after 40, after LASIK procedure for reading. And there is a procedure called Supraco. It's a new treatment with laser. We treat presbyopia to avoid reading power. That usually the presbyopic condition, it progresses up to 50 or 55 years. So we recommend this procedure after 45 years. That is to avoid near vision problem or treat presbyopia. Again, it is a procedure like LASIK with the laser. We apply treatment to the cornea. We correct the presbyopic problem at the corneal plane. So it is Supracor is a new addition to the laser treatment to correct presbyopia.
Okay, so is LASIK procedure done in children too?
In children, we don't recommend LASIK in childhood. Till 18 or 19 years, the power keep changing. So up to 18 or 19, we normally recommend glasses. But if the power is different between right and left eye, to balance the power between the eyes, we recommend LASIK for one eye. If the power, there is a difference of more than 4 diopter between right eye and left eye, or between the eyes, can cause double vision with glasses. And they'll have difficulty in wearing glasses. The thickness will be different. To avoid that, after around 7 or 8 years, we recommend LASIK for one eye to balance the power. They'll have to use glasses even after the procedure, and they may have to repeat the procedure after 18 or 19 years once the power is stable. Just to balance the power and to avoid lazy eye. If they are not using it properly, if we are under correcting the power in one eye, it can lead to lazy eye or amblyopia. To avoid that, we recommend LASIK treatment in children.
Okay, so is there any other procedure to avoid glasses?
The LASIK is the most common procedure all over the world. It is an FDA approved procedure and it is very safe and simple. But some patients are not suitable to undergo LASIK. The cornea should be thick enough, or the curvature should be normal to undergo the LASIK procedure. Some patients, if the cornea is thin, they may not get full correction, because when we apply laser, there will be change in the corneal thickness and the curvature. So if they are not suitable for LASIK procedure, there is one more procedure called phakic IOL. The phakic IOL means we insert an artificial lens, like our intraocular lenses after cataract surgery. We put in artificial lens based on patient power. If the patient power is -10 or 11, based on that and other parameters, corneal parameters, custom made lens is ordered, and we insert that lens behind the cornea, just behind that brown pigment, behind that, in front of the front of natural lens. So it will be inside that. It's a surgical procedure. We make a cut at the corneal. There's a small cut is made, and the lens, it's a foldable lens. We inject the lens inside, and it will be placed inside. It is also another procedure to avoid glasses and contact lenses.
Okay. So ma'am, lastly, what is the advice that you would like to give to the audience?
Main thing, the refractive error is the most common cause of defective vision. It starts in childhood. So the main thing, the children should have regular checkup, especially children whose parents have refractive errors, and they need regular follow-up, regular correction of refractive errors, and glasses or whatever defect should be corrected on time, and they need periodic checkup. And there are options with the new treatment options. Various options are available for avoiding glasses and contact lenses, and all these procedures are safe and it is suitable for the eye.
Doctor, that was nice talking to you. Thanks a lot for being a part of our program.
Thank you.
So that was Dr. Kala B. Thotam with us. Until we meet next time, this is me, Naina, signing off. Take care.